Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking time to attend our webcast today. We're very excited to share our agenda with you. So let's jump right in. My name is Michael, and I am on the Nor1 Oracle Customer Success team. What this means is every day I have the honor and responsibility to sit with customers and observe the very best ways to utilize Nor1's products to drive revenue and guest satisfaction through enhanced guest experience. If you're attending for the first time, the Nor1 suite consists of three products: Standby, which is our non-confirmed upgrade product that happens prior to arrival. We have Express, which is our near arrival confirmed upgrade product, and the at check-in upgrade platform, check-in merchandising. Today, I'm joined by a wonderful hotel customer who has successfully used these Nor1 products in their day-to-day operations. The team has a deep integration and almost second nature understanding of our best practices and are using them daily. I'd like to welcome Trang Lee from Alohalani Resort in the heart of Waikiki Beach to share some of the ways that she's most successful with the Nor1 program. Here's a little clip from my conversation with Trang about how the Alohalani Resort in the heart of Waikiki Beach uses the Nor1 solutions.
So Alohalani Resort is located in the central of Waikiki Beach. The property has 839 rooms total. We only have 5 suites, but a lot of the rooms are with an ocean view, oceanfront, or some sort of the ocean from the balcony. For me, like coming over here in this hotel, knowing that we have this Nor1 applications and all the price settings, all the function that we can do, we can adjust the price, standby, adjusting the rate depending on occupancy, depending on group arrivals in-house. That created tremendous benefits to the hotel, and also especially in the revenue management side. I would say that is extremely helpful, and it's super efficient and professional at the same time. Just being able to provide the rate and the offer for the guests on the spot without constantly double checking with my manager and my supervisor. Oh, what do you think about this? They're paying this, but like, no, over here with Nor1, every single reservation is different and the rate fluctuated, and is really helping us maximize the upsell opportunity for the guests.
Trang, you have single-handedly taken the upsell program to new heights at your property. I'd like to know some ways that you've been successful and maybe some ways that you feel the most driven.
For me, I just feel like it is not, it's not about being the top producer. It is more about the leadership and the team connection that we have to become in order to be in that number one spot, right? It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of discipline and dedication that in providing exceptional customer service, but also driving the results within department. So some of the things that I've been doing at the front office is that the first thing is to educate myself. Like, I need to be the first one to understand the system, to know exactly what it's about. For me, it was an amazing experience because from my past property that I worked at as a front desk agent, I was number one top seller there, and I just enjoy upselling, and I just love that the rewards that I received being the top number one seller there. Not just the revenue side, that the money or the incentive that I received, but also the guest experience that I was able to get a reward from that. Like, a lot of the guests, they appreciate what I did for them, and I just feel like it's made me become a stronger agent, and I was able to be in the position to create that amazing or enhance that experience for the guests. So for me, it's really about personal experience, and I want to come here to inspire my team to also have those kind of skills and knowledge in order to be a better version of themselves. So education for me is huge, right? Like, I constantly taking time to dig deeper into the reports to see what is out there. How do I see how the numbers work? What are the configurations that I can take a look to really understand what we can do to maximize those upselling opportunity at the front desk, not only on the day-to-day basis, but also weekly, monthly, and constantly asking questions, Michael Chu. I mean, thank you so much for your patience with me. I mean, I was bothering you when I first started, like I had no idea what we were doing, but you was always there, always available to answer all the questions that I had for you. So
Absolutely.
education, thank you. Yeah. But then, once I get the hang of the system and it was a completely an eye-opening opportunity to learn about Nor1. And I just love how beneficial it is to our operations and also revenue management. The only one thing that I would like to emphasize is I strongly believe in actions speak louder than words and also leading by example. So as I shared with Michael the other day, that I actually dedicated 1 hour of my time every day to be outside with the team, and that will be from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. daily, which is the busiest time, the check-in arrival time. Like I will be right there side by side with my team to support them making those decisions on the spot. For any escalator get issue, like I'll be right there to help them talking to the guests. And on a regular day, even though it's not as busy, I'll still be right there, selling with them, engage with the guests, talking to the guests, and help the agent, upsell or providing those exceptional service for the guests. Another thing that I also want to mention is also constantly checking on our goals, monthly goal, and our checking on our daily performance, because we need to know where we are. We need to know where we need to go. And from there, kind of take some time to create and develop different strategies to see what would be the best plan to move forward with that for certain month for certain date. Yeah.
Have you identified within yourself what motivates you to be that top producer in your portfolio?
I think I got to where I am today thanks to the leadership team of Highgate, right? Like they chose me for a reason. And I feel that it is my responsibility to prove that they have made the right decision choosing me to be the department head of this hotel. Yes. That's how I feel. And that's why for me, in my mindset or my personality is that I always think about what I can contribute, what I can do more, or what I can contribute more for the team. I am not here just only for my career goal. Yes, I do want to move up. I do want to climb the ladder. So I need to be the best of the best, but also is thinking about the team and the people that I work with. I mean, they all come from different background and they are here for different purposes. We have the mix of we have about 20 agents right now at front office, and they all came from different background. Some of them, have been here for 20 years. They've been doing this job forever, and they love it. They're happy with where they are. That's good with me. But we also have some of the people that recently graduated from school, just like me a few years ago, and this is our first job ever. I want to be that person to guide them and mentor them, everyone has different career path, but hopefully that my story and my success can add on a little bit light or just set an example for them to see that, yes, it is possible, to be that in that position at an early age.
I love that what I'm hearing is that you lead mainly with your heart, right? Taking into consideration those GSAs and those front desk agents. And then you also mentioned it's more than just the revenue piece. It's more than just making a commission, especially for guests traveling to Hawaii. It's very much so about creating those memories as they check in and they're excited and they want to see what's available for upgrade. Let's segue a little bit and talk just briefly about some revenue management and pricing philosophy and strategies. Earlier, you mentioned that you work fairly closely with your revenue management teams. Are there any best practices that you could suggest or you could recommend to other customers looking to maximize from a revenue management standpoint?
For me, myself, work very closely with our revenue management team. We actually have a monthly meeting, RevMax, to talk about what are the challenges that we have right now, what are the potentials out there that we can do. So for example, the last month, the month of June and July, we were seeing occupancy rise up. It was a huge surge that we were not expecting. I mean, it was good to be busy, but at the same time, we were from 50% back in May, and we jumped all the way to 85 to 90% back in June and July. So it was a huge opportunity for revenue to come in, but at the same time, about upselling program, we did not have a lot of inventory to work with, right? Like we did not have rooms. All the ocean front, all the ocean views are already booked, and we don't have any opportunity to bring more revenue as much as we wanted to be compared to other months. So for June and July, we were able to maintain number one for Nor1 in the entire country, but at the same time, we did not reach our goal. which mine was about 80K, and I was not happy with that. However, so, so just think about like, okay, so here's the challenges. I don't have any inventory right now. We cannot upsell. We don't have any product. What can we do? So just really about think creatively, think out of the box. Okay, if we don't have rooms, what about our club access, right? So that is a new product that we added on back in May. And June and July, we feel like, okay, well, now all of these people coming in, might as well adding on that to Nor1 and create that as another revenues mainstream. And at the same time, from the front office, and we need to communicate that and advertise our product with the guests. A lot of time we're sending out email for the guests, but it doesn't work well. So it's really about like keeping the team connected. Like, hey guys, a little push every day, a little reminder every day. Hey guys, our goal for today is to sell 10 club access. Whoever can do 15, I'll buy you lunch. Whoever can sell 20, just a little incentive every day that we can do. And another thing that we do to promote that club access is also utilizing our internal communication system with the guests. We have that system called Kipsu. So it's a text system that the guests can just communicate with us anytime, prior, during, and after their stay. So we send mass text message to all arrival within that week about the longboard asset. And interesting enough, question in the first few days, there was no interaction, but then few days after, people started to get interested, and they'd be like, oh, what is that about? Or what kind of service you guys have? Oh yeah, I kind of like that. Let me try for one day. So it's just really about getting together monthly, talk about the challenge thing and the opportunities that we have. Another thing that we do with our revenue team is constantly communication, I have to say. Another best practice that we do here is, for me, it's really important to know the hotel operation as a whole so that we can set a plan and move forward with it. So every month, it is my responsibility to review all the group booking coming for the next month. And we normally do that for like a week or two prior for the month, just kind of set a stone and forecast and see, okay, well, in July, we have all of this group coming in and they book for standard view, right? Meaning that they're going to be taking the lower floors. And what are the questions now? We no longer have the lower floor. It might as well push for the lower floor, higher floor opportunity for upsell. It could be $20 a day. It could be $35 a day, but those all small, upsell all adds up and it could contribute for the monthly goal. So I just want to add it on.
Absolutely. Finding ways to be creative with generating revenue is what we're all about. We want to help and we want to systematize that for the agents. Can you tell me a little bit about how the agents use the system and engage with the platform on the day-to-day?
My agent engaged with that. They love Nor1, Michael. They loved it. It's not just the incentive that they get from it, but it's really helpful. For me, my personal experience with my old hotel was that we did not have any automated system like Nor1. The whole process was very manual. I remember I had to keep track of every single upsell that I made on paper, and then have to keep that for 1 month, making sure that I got paid correctly. So over here, and then another thing was that at my old hotel, we did not have Nor1, like how the rate could be fluctuated depending on occupancy, depending on forecast, depending on demands, but everything is set. So all the prices are fixed in a fixed chart. So city view to ocean view, $120. It's no difference, right? So I thought it was good because I thought, okay, it created consistency across the board. Doesn't matter who the guests talk to, they're gonna get quoted the same price. But then when I came here and I got to know about Nor1, and I'm like, oh no, like if we can sell for $150 for the same view, why don't we just sell for $150? Why don't we just sell 100, right? So that's why I love Nor1 so much, and my team love that too. It's just really about the opportunity to engage and provide exceptional customer service. Whenever we have a guest inquiry, it's literally take them like 5 to 10 seconds to have that price and quote that for the guest on the spot. And if I'm out there, like I'll be able to find the room for them immediately, like, giving the guests the best option we have. So our team do love it. Another benefit with Nor1 with us or the agent is also our payroll. So I do payroll for front office, and we have an incentive program for the team here. So it's so easy and so convenient for me to check on the report to see each agent how much revenue they made within a month. It literally took me like, I would say takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to complete the whole payroll package for front office based on the report that we got from Nor1. So it's good to understand and also, yeah, it's good to understand the performance of each agent. And from there to kind of see what are the patterns, what are the habits, why some of the agents are doing so well and some are not, what are the challenges that they're having right now. And from there, just have a one-on-one conversation with them to see what I can do for you. Why are you not performing so well? Is that because you're not confident in upselling, you don't know the products? So that's when I would jump right in and try to help them improve from there.
Oh, absolutely. And you're kind of alluding to the coaching and a little bit to the application functionality. What would you say you spend most of your day on as a supervisor, as a manager? What are you looking at when you jump into the system?
So when I jump into the system, the main thing or that I spend on is e-standby. I love that. I loved it. So it's one of the one of the practice that I do to maintain our performance so high is that we always try to look into e-standby 5 to 7 days prior to arrival. So we kind of see, okay, how many inquiries do we have for that day? Do we have enough inventory to accept or decline that? Is that something that we can hold for a little bit, and then try to maximize from there. Another thing that I take a look at also the monthly report. I really as I mentioned, I really love to motivate my team. So it's important for me to learn about their performance. So one of the examples that I can share with you is one of the front desk agents that recently got promoted to supervisor about 2 months ago. So when I first came into the team, she was a front desk agent, being with the hotel for about a year. She loved upselling, but she did not know how to do that correctly. Now I know that you love it. Like, I will be there to help you. Like, I will be standing next to you and kind of like showing you the certain way that we advertise it. At the same time, I set my times every 2 other weeks to provide the full training with her. I took her on the room tour. So it's important for you or for the team to understand, okay, what are the room location? What are the room layout? What do we have? What is the difference between the corner view and the middle view? What are the difference between the 5th floor and the 10th floor? And from there, once they have that knowledge and the skill, they will feel more confidence, and the way they advertise that for the guests will come naturally and just be more like, hey, we believe that this is the best option for you. And as the guest, like, I would love to hear, and I even know that we are telling them with good intention to really enhance their experience with us. The guests will love to pay, and they would appreciate everything that we do to them.
Trang has done an amazing job transforming the operations team at her property, and we're so lucky to be in the co-pilot seat of her day-to-day operations. In addition to those on-property best practices that Trang shared with us, Nor1 Solutions can also engage your guests before they get to the property on your digital marketing channels, whether it's offering upsells at booking, during the pre-arrival, or just before arrival. Our goal is to help you monetize your digital real estate, create a revenue stream for the hotels, and simultaneously create value for your guests with targeted offers and products beyond room categories wherever your guests book or wherever you communicate with them. Our team can provide recommendations on how to increase those click-through rates so more guests will request more upsell offers, generating more revenue while creating that great guest experience. Combining upsell offers from bookings all the way through check-in with a full set of interoperating solutions is why thousands of hotels around the world use Nor1 Solutions. I hope you've enjoyed hearing interesting tips and practices today. Revenue production, guest engagement, and employee satisfaction are far too important to overlook, especially as travel starts to ramp up. The Nor1 team specializes in optimization and can help your hotel maximize success. If you're new to everything you've heard today, we'd love to connect and continue the conversation. If you're an existing customer, contact us for a tune-up. And for everyone else on the call today, we've put together a top 10 list of best practices, including some of the things that we've talked about today. You'll get that when you receive the post-call thank you email from us. Thanks again to the Alohalani Resort for their time and willingness to share. And to all of you watching, many thanks for spending the time with us, and we hope to hear from you soon. All right, hello everyone. I'm ready to start the Q&A, and I see some questions are starting to come in. So we'll give a couple minutes and see what's going on here. All right, so a couple from the back end. Seeing a question, do all Nor1 products interoperate? And I think the question that comes up a lot is, if my guests are getting offers on e-standby, which is pre-arrival, and then they're also coming to the front desk, is there some sense of continuity? And yes, definitely. Nor1's products have all been developed to work in a continuous stream as a platform. And so the products that they receive through e-standby may be a little different than what they're going to be presented with at the time of check-in. There are specifics to how the products work, but yes, they are designed to sort of work hand in hand with each other. Another question I have is regarding looks like monetizing the various room features. So can I make offers based on specific room characteristics like high floor or views? This is, so yes, the answer is absolutely. This is something that we've been doing for as long as Nor1 has been around, which is simply finding opportunity and finding revenue where maybe it's not necessarily built into the PMS or even CRS, right? So for example, one of the features that gets requested quite often is a high floor. Now, when we first started, high floor was never built as its own separate room category. And so what we could do with e-standby is to build that separate product and start to monetize and start to leverage it so that people would make requests, guests would make requests, and then the hotel would have some way to prioritize who gets blocked into those rooms and also generate the revenue from that paid request. So to answer the question, can we create things based on room characteristics? Absolutely. This also applies for things that are not related to the room, such as late checkout, early arrival. These are all things that we can plug into the Nor1 platform, whether it's through e-standby, pre-arrival, or whether it's at the time of check-in. These will allow us to monetize the property features and services to the guest. All right, getting through pretty quick here. Any other questions? We can leave it open for a moment. Okay. Looks like there's a question about are Nor1 upsell offers based on room type delta or supplement? How I interpret this question is how does Nor1 do the pricing? And we've seen some pretty unsophisticated upsell platforms out there where either they're using static pricing or it's just based on some set increments. The Nor1 platforms all use at the heart of its technology a machine learning price algorithm system called Prime. And what that's doing is it's drawing on millions of data points. And I know that sounds like an exaggeration, but it's data points between guest performance, hotel performance, supply and demand stats, historicals, regional revenue, trends. And it's basically trying to figure out, hey, what's the best price point and what's the best product set that we can offer to individual guests and have them convert and generate that nice contribution to RevPAR. So the pricing structure is not just a set static rate, as you heard about with Trang earlier. We actually leverage this kind of machine learning and algorithmic pricing to generate price point and merchandising options. So at this point, I'll hold it open for a couple more questions. And if not, we'll go ahead and close it up for today. Thank you so much again for your time. And we'll catch you on the next one.